They won't fear it until they understand it. And they won't understand it until they've used it.
Christopher Nolan is one of the most admired directors in the world. He's directed Oppenheimer starring Cillian Murphy, who is perfectly cast. It's an ambiguous character in this film. So I began with Christopher by noting that, ironically, there are similarities between Oppie and Batman.
I think they're very paradoxical figures, both of them. I think it's an interesting comparison. And I've always been drawn to stories and movies that at the center of them you have protagonists who are complicated, who have human flaws. I always love working on Batman because of all the superheroes. He's the most human, the most ordinary. He carries our flaws. In the case of Oppenheimer, you're looking at an unquestionably brilliant intellect, a great man, but very flawed. And so really the attempt with this film is to try and jump into his head, to try and see things from his point of view.
I've always loved acting that is internalized. You think you know what the character is thinking. They're almost non-verbal. That comes generally from complex, contradictory, enigmatic, ambiguous types of characters, and Oppenheimer certainly ticked all those boxes.
Well, you and Nolan had to discuss those ambiguities, though.
Yeah.
You needed to know what was pretty much going on.
I really lent on him from the very beginning throughout the performance. He's an extraordinary actor's director, you know, extraordinary.
We hear that term a lot. When he's in the process of being an actor's director, what is he doing with you?
It's kind of unspoken generally. A lot of it, you know, on the floor, we'll try things out, just keep experiment, keep trying things out, and then he'll begin to sort of refine the performances as you go. But he gives the most extraordinary notes.
As a director, you try, and with Cillian over years, we've developed, I suppose, a light touch. You know, he doesn't need to be dictated to at all. He's bringing an incredible amount of knowledge of his character and emotional truth. And so my job is to really just be there in the moment with him and see what's going to work for the film and try and bring that out the best way possible.
Thank you very much for giving us your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You so much for your time. I appreciate it.
You're very kind. Thank you very much.
Flicks with Patrick Stoner explores the craft and culture of filmmaking that enhance our communities for television stations and websites around the country.